So I am pleased to introduce today our instructor, Allison Stalla, 2009 graduate from Hamilton. She majored in government and used her public health policy thesis to pivot into healthcare. She currently supports strategy and innovation for a large healthcare technology firm from her home in Denver, Colorado. Her love of fitness can most certainly be attributed to Lisa Manuelli's kickboxing classes during her time on the Hill. Allison enjoys all kinds of fitness, but has been teaching barre for 6 years and loves how it's accessible for all ages and fitness levels. When not working or teaching barre, Allison bleeds Beth in blue, serving as president of the class of 2009 and an active leader in Hamilton's Denver Regional Alumni Group. Allison, take it away.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining. Just a couple of housekeeping items on my end. So streaming music over the computer, technically illegal. So I'm not going to be doing that. If you have Spotify, I just put in my username. If you don't have Spotify, you don't know what that is, not a problem. Put on any music you like, as long as it has a beat. Most music, modern music today, or like even music from the 70s, 80s, 90s, actually has the same beat. So it doesn't even matter. So find something on your phone that you like to listen to, you'll enjoy the class more, or no music is fine. I mentioned online, hand weights are helpful, but totally not necessary. Sometimes people like to have something like in their hands. So I always recommend like canned goods, water bottles, wine bottles, something like that would be great just for a little extra oomph. I've got 2-pound weights over there, so they're not super heavy, and they don't need to be for barre. Barre is about, very tiny muscle movements. I think that's about it. Oh, I guess anything that we do in class today, I'll give a bunch of modifications. You should do whatever feels good for you, and that might be different than what you could do last week or last month, and that's fine. If you want to make things a little bit more intense or have a little bit more cardio, you can always speed up the cadence to anything that I'm doing. And that's one of the fun things at home, is being able to kind of have that flexibility. Just so that I've got a good sense, can people wave their hands or like put in the chat if they've literally never done barre before? Okay, I see one person hasn't done barre before. Maybe just one. Okay, perfect. So barre also has a lot of different variations. Some are more ballet inspired. I did ballet when I was 5, and that's about the only ballet experience that I have. So I was trained in DC. We've got a lot more of like a HIIT, an aerobic type style to what I teach. But again, hopefully you guys enjoy. Go ahead and find your spot on your mat, and you're gonna wanna also be near a place that you can balance. So eventually I'll tell you where to go for that moment. We're gonna start with a little bit of a warm up, and then we'll move into arms, thighs, glutes, abs, and a quick stretch. The alumni office has asked me to do about 40 to 45-minute class, so we'll move a little fast and probably just stretch at the end. So let me pin my video if it's not already. Yeah, go for it. Perfect. And we're gonna get started. Okay. Just start with your feet right underneath your hips, toes face forward. Start by rolling out the right ankle. One way, then the other. And then switch it out other side. You'll be doing a lot of things on your tiptoes today, so you want to make sure your feet, your ankles have a lot of mobility. Switch it out if you haven't already. And then I want you to start to press into the toes, walking it out. Left, then right, left, then right. Press, press. Take this nice as slow as you need if you want to feel that stretch through the calves. We're here for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now bring the right knee into your chest. Go ahead and give it a nice squeeze. And then as you exhale, bring it across the body. We're gonna hinge forward at the waist, feeling that stretch through the hamstrings. Slowly roll on up. And bring the feet right back under the hips, other side. Left knee into the chest, tight squeeze, pull the shoulders down. And then across the body. Hinge forward. This time take your arms, clasp them behind the back, lift up. And slowly roll up. So now we're going to start to build a little bit more heat. Bring your feet underneath the hips, and then we're going to go into a squat. So make sure the knees stay behind the toes, back is flat, butt is shooting back, take it down. Squeeze the glutes as you come up, it's lower, and lift. Lower, and lift. And here's a really good moment at home if you want to speed it up, add a little bit more cardio. This is just warm up. I want everything to start to move again. Squeeze at the top. Meet me low in 5, 6, 7. Meet me low right here, tiny pulses. We'll be doing a lot of these movements today in class. Barre's about a lot of little movements. Use your exhale. Hold low. Give me 2 more pulses. And then I want you to lift up on the right heel. Then the left, right, left. You can stay here, or you can start to lift both at once. Lift, 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 lift. Hold up in 5, 6, 7. Hold up right here, just balance. Maybe hands behind. We're doing a lot of work on our tiptoes today. Squeeze, big inhale. And exhale, come on up. Shake it out. Come to the back edge of your mat if you aren't there already. We're gonna walk down to a plank, arms up overhead. As you exhale, walk forward into a plank. Wrists underneath the shoulders. You need to modify, you're on your knees. Heels are lifted. Make sure the butt is sinking down. This is not a plank. Just shift the pelvis forward. Hold here and squeeze. Just settle in. Squeeze the thighs in towards one another. Move the chin away from the chest. Now you can stay here, or you can choose to rock the weight forward, press back, rock forward, press back. Keep the alignment between the shoulders and the hips. If you're on your knees, I want you to instead twist a little left, twist a little right. Twist a little left, twist a little right. We're moving on to push-ups in 5, 6, 7. Hold here, push-ups. Bend through the elbows, extend, press up. If you need to come to your knees, no problem. Again, this is not a push-up. Butt is not in the air. Keep the heels lifted. As fast as you'd like, as many as you're able. You're here for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come to a tabletop. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. All right, our second quote-unquote plank is actually going to come from this variation. Curl the toes behind the body. And then I want you to soften the elbows. Press into the palms and come up, lifting the knees to hover. If you hate this, you can always come back to that knee plank. Important thing here is to keep the back flat, so we're not curving, not sinking the butt down. Again, you can choose to stay here. You can swivel the knees left, right, left, right. Breathe through it. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice work. Shake out your wrists. All right, we're going to warm up through the core to finish. Come take a seat on your mat. Bring your feet underneath your hips, toes face forward. Grow nice and tall with the spine. Pull under the thighs. Find that nice tall spine. Then hinge back at the waist. Lift the arms up. From here, we're literally just going to take the arms out. Wide, squeeze in. Wide, squeeze in. If this bothers your lower back, you can always modify with a little pillow behind.
Again, this is warm up, so it's nice and slow. Use the breath. We're not curving. This is not what we're doing. Using the core. As your arms go out, you'll feel the rib cage expand open. Your job is to knit the rib cage down in towards the spine. Here for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now take it back an inch, up an inch, back an inch, up an inch. Again, try not to rock on your tailbone. You want the shoulder to the hip to move as one section. Lift. Keep the feet firmly down. Don't let the toes lift. Don't let the knees come out wide. You got 5, 6, 7, and a quick break. Pull back up. Whew, big inhale. All right, hands to heart center now. Hinge back with the waist. Then twist right, twist left, twist right, twist left. Think about pulling your shoulder back, broadening through the chest, and then be sure to stop and center each time. Center, twist, center, twist. Pretend like you're squeezing something in between your inner thighs. Twist, twist. You got 5, 6, 7, come all the way down. Keep your feet firmly on the mat. We're gonna finish with some sit-ups. Hands come up overhead. On your exhale, come and take a sit. I like to touch the mat in between. Then arms go long, slowly roll back down. You can take these as fast or as slow as you want, just as long as you're not flinging and flailing, none of that. You need to take them slow, pull behind the thighs, slowly lower yourself down. Same thing, grab onto your thighs on the way up if you need the extra support. As fast as you want, this is your last thing for a warm-up. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cross the legs, come sit up. Press into the shins, grow tall through the spine. We'll take a quick twist up and over to the left. And twist other way. All right, how are we doing? Thumbs up? Warm up is sometimes the hardest part of class, I promise. Go ahead and pop on up. We're gonna grab our weights. All right. So again, you got weights, wine bottles, water bottles, maybe nothing in your hand, that's fine. Today we're gonna play with a little bit of balance. So I want you to start with your feet underneath your hips, toes face forward. Let's just start with the elbows into the chest. Turn the wrists up, we bicep curl, lower down, we lift and lower. Now you can stay here, soften through the knees, pull the shoulders down. You can take the right heel, lift it up. You feel good here, extend the right leg out in front, point the toe. You feel good here, how about lift the leg? Doesn't matter if it's straight or if it's bent, this is fine. Little extra balance challenge. Make sure you're not leaning, wobbling. I tell everyone to channel their best flamingo. If you need to come down again, any of these modifications are here for you. Toe out in front, just heel lifted under the hip, or full all the way down, both feet on the mat. You have 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold the weights out halfway, squeeze it back. Press forward, squeeze back, press forward. Make sure the elbows stay soft. Use your exhale, lift, lift. Hold out in 5, 6, 7. Hold out right here, push the weights in. Little press, little press. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see that my arms still have a soft bend through the elbows, no hyperextension. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring the weights in, lower the foot down. Take the foot that was in front, send it behind the body, come into a lunge. Turn the wrists down, and turn out towards your butt or to the wall. We're pulling up to 90, lowering down, it's lift, lower, I'll turn back towards center. So pull up, make sure the wrists stay in line with your elbows. Resist the urge to bring them here under your arms. Extend out long, you got lift, lower, it's lift. Hold up in 5, 6, 7. Hold up right here, tiny little pulse. Keep the back nice and flat, pull the shoulders down from the ears. Got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower it down, turn the wrists to face one another, soften through the elbows, extend out long, squeeze back in, it's lift. What I often see here is something that looks like this. None of that. Keep the back straight. Even if it means you only lift half as high, that's fine. You can make these things harder, hinging more at the waist. Lift, lift. Nice work. Use your exhale here for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come on up. All right, feet underneath the hips. Let's go right into our shoulder work today. Bring the weights up to muscle man. Tiny little pulse. Elbows should be in line with your shoulders. Wrists on top of the elbows. Make sure the weights are sending the wrists back and not forward. We're not here. So now other leg, same balance options. Lift up the heel, straighten the leg, send it out in front, or lift it up. Bend the knee if you want. Shoulders higher quickly. Stay with me. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now squeeze it down. Press up, lower, and lift. Squeeze in for 5, 6, 7. Hold here. Press the weights back, back, back. Press, press, press. You got 5, 6, 7, 8. Send the arms down. Turn the wrist to face the wall. Lift up with the right arm. Lower it down. Then left. If this bothers your neck, only go up to 45 degrees. Take it nice and slow. And now both together. Lift, lower, lift. This is where you finish. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Foot that was lifted, come back to that lunge. This time, pull the elbows back behind the body. Extend the wrists. Little lift, little lift. So we're working through the triceps. What I see here sometimes are people's arms here. You're not gonna feel much here. You lift them above the wrists, above the hips, you're going to feel it in the triceps. Use your breath. Again, make this harder, hinge further forward. 2 more little movements, then we go big bend, extend. Big bend, extend. Shoulder the elbow, staying still. Just elbow to the wrist. Bend, extend. You got 5. Hold back in 6. And 7. Hold back right here. Flip the wrists up to the ceiling. Finish with tiny little pulses. Lift, lift. Last 5, 6, 7, and 8. Drop off your weights, come on down. Shake it out, woo! All right, quick shoulder roll back. And forward. Like I said, this is fast bar, express bar, so we'll stretch a lot more at the end, but give me a nice neck roll. One way, then the other. All right, we're headed to our bar. If your husband didn't install one in your home in COVID, then you can use a wall, the edge of a kitchen counter, the head of a small child. Any of those things work great for balance. I'll give you a moment to get there and get set up. So we're gonna start forearms distance away from our point of balance. Outside hand on the hip. Heels together, toes apart. Stand up nice and tall. Then we're just gonna start with some lifts, coming up to our high heels, lowering down, then lift, lower, then lift. Again, you wanna add more cardio, double time. I just wanna make sure you're not bouncing, and make sure the weight isn't going forward. You wanna send it straight up. Use your exhale, hold up in 5, 6, 7, hold up right here. Now walk the heels together. Apply pressure in the heels. Let the knees come out wide. Hold here, bring the shoulders on top of the hips. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis. We're gonna take it down an inch and up, down and up. Let me turn to the side. So again, we got a neutral spine. For me, I've got a tiny curve in my lower back. What we don't want to see is this. We also don't want to over curve where the shoulders go in and the butt's kind of under. So neutral spine, neutral pelvis. You want to challenge yourself. You start a little lower. You actually move a little less. A lot of times in class, I see this. This is way too much moving. Half an inch, lift, half an inch. Tiny movements. Make sure the knees are going out. If you're wobbling on your heels, I guarantee you're trying to press the insides of your heels together versus the back. Really nice. This is what Barre is all about. Hold low in 5, 6, 7. Hold low right here. Take the knees, press them back, 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 back. It's not a swing. You've already got them nice and open and using the outer glutes, part of the outer thighs. Press back, press back. Big inhale, exhale. Let's combo these moves in 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's 1 press back, 1 up and down, back, up and down. If you start, your legs start to shake, that is the Barre shake. Everyone loves it. Just embrace it, breathe through it. At any point you need to come down, shake it out. Great, jump right back in. I'm a big believer in taking the breaks you need, coming back with good form, then holding on for dear life with bad form. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Stay low. Now I want you to use the glutes. Tuck the hips forward. Think about bringing your pelvis under your belly button. Exhale, release. It's tuck, release, tuck, release. So this is the famous tuck in Barre. It's not a rock. It's an exhale. Again, that lifts the pelvis up under the belly button. Glutes are squeezing in tight. When my guy friends, and I've had a lot of Hamilton guy friends take my class, this is what they try to do. They think they're really funny. Not what we're doing in Barre. It does look a little bit like what you think it does. Your exhale, squeeze, squeeze. One of the things you're actually doing is you're causing yourself to lose balance. Your thighs are working to hold you still. So now we're going to combo this with the up and down in 5, 6, 7 right here. 1 pulse, 1 tuck, 1 pulse, 1 tuck. 1 pulse, 1 tuck. So on the tuck, you're not moving at all up and down. Tuck, nice and small. In fact, I exaggerate a little bit on video so you can make sure what I'm doing. Awesome. You got 5, 6, 7, and a hold here. Let's finish with a balance. Bring both hands to heart center. Sing a little lower, breathe, shoulders down. Sing a little lower, hands up overhead, reach and stretch. Sing a little lower, yes you can, press the knees back, shoulders down. Take a big inhale. Exhale, come on up, shake it out. All right. One more time. Forearms distance away from the bar, outside hand on the hip. Heels together, toes apart. Soften both the knees, have a little bounce. We're gonna start with that right leg extended out in front. Turnout position, so you only see one ankle. Then we lift the leg, lower, lift, and lower. So I have tight hip flexors, which means that my highest point is about here. If I were to try to get up here, my butt goes back under, my spine curves. Doesn't matter how high you get it. You just want to engage the thigh. Make sure you're not hinging back. Let's hold up in 5, 6, 7. Hold up right here. Make some circles. Nice and small. Point the toe. So what happens is you get tired, you start to twist the leg back. Again, keep it open to the side so you just see one ankle. Other way, circle, circle. We got lifts in 5, 6, 7. Flex the foot. Little lift, little lift. Rather than think about lifting the leg through the hip, think, can I squeeze the thigh so tight that the muscle contracts and lifts the leg? Use your exhale. Standing leg should have a soft bend. We're not hinging forward. Broaden through the chest. Lift up through the chin. 5, 6, 7. Point the toe. Bend the knee in. Then extend. Extend. So again, we're not here. We're turning it out. Extend. You're going to feel this through the hamstring. Make sure the knee to the hip stays still, so we're not lifting with it. Hold up in 5, 6, 7. Hold up. Come onto your high heel. Bend through the knee. Then leg lifts to finish. So this is the fun balance we finish with. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come on down, shake it out. Gotta go to the other side. Soften both the knees. Pull the shoulders down. Opposite leg, turn out position. Then lift, tap, lift, tap. You've got different flexibility, different strength. So it's totally fine now that you're on this side. Maybe you're lifting much higher. Maybe you're lifting half as high. No problem. Hold up in 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold up. Here are those circles. Don't lock out the standing leg. Have a nice soft bend. Working leg is pencil straight. Other way. Point the toe. Big breath. Got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Flex the foot. Little lift. Little lift. Notice how when you point and flex the foot, you change the shape of the muscle just slightly. Again, muscles contracting. Exhale. You got 5, 6, 7. Point the toe, bend the knee, extend, bend, extend. Check in with the body. See if you can use the side bodies. Grow a little longer through the spine. You got 5. Hold out in 6, 7. Hold out right here. Relevate on the standing leg. Make sure you have a soft bend in that knee. Leg lifts to finish. Yes, you can. Keep that turnout. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come on down. Shake it out. Arms up overhead. Forward fold. Bend through the knees. Take whatever movements feel good. And slowly come on up. All right, y'all still with me? We're going down to our mats. We're gonna work on glutes, do a bit more abs, stretch, and we're done. I'll give you a minute to get set up there. If you've got hand weights or water bottles or cans, take them with you. You'll have an option to use them. So we're gonna do our work today in tabletop. If you like extra support for your knees, go ahead and fold your mat up under your knees. Now let's take a moment and do some cat-cow. So if you do any yoga, you should sink the hips forward, lift the chin up, then chin to the chest, curve the spine. Do this a couple of times, maybe side to side, move every which way in that. And then come find a neutral spine. And know that any movement you just did in cat and cow, you're not going to do for the rest of this section. This is the only space your spine is going to be in. And if it starts to lift or move or curve, then your leg is as high as it needs to go, and you're going to stop. And that'll protect your pelvis, protect your spine. So let's start with I'm going to start with my left leg. I want you to send the leg out straight, point the toe, and then very much a reverse of what we just did up at the bar. Lift up to hip height, tap it down. Lift and tap. And again, if your lift means that you start to move through the upper body, then I only want you to come part way. That's fine. Tap, lift, tap, and lift. Hold it up in 5, 6, 7. Hold up. Keep the pointed toe. Tiny little legs. So we talk about isolation. Here we're isolating through the glute. So rather than think about lifting the leg, I think about, can I squeeze my glute so tightly that it happens to lift my leg? Here's the other thing to watch for. Your right hand should not be carrying all your weight. Sometimes I like to tent my fingers so that I make sure that all of my weight is spread out evenly. If you're super balanced and challenged, you can always lift this hand up all the way, and we'll do a little bit of that to finish. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Give me 2 more. Then I want you to take this straight leg, send it down across the side of the body, tap the floor, lift back up. It's tap, lift, tap, lift. Again, doing the best we can to keep our upper body mostly stable, so we're not moving and bending with it. Another great opportunity to do this a little faster at home if you want more cardio. Again, as long as your upper body isn't involved. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lift the foot back up. Let's flex the foot, bend the knee. Now, if you have a weight at home or a can, you can put something behind your knee if you want, like this weight. I'll do it for fun. All right, find that spot again, hip height, then squeeze, tiny little lift, tiny little lift. Use your exhale. One other thing that I get a lot of questions about, some people want to move down to their elbows. That's fine, but then your leg can't be here at hip height. It has to be up in line with your hips, so this much higher. So that's the trade-off. I would prefer that you soften through the elbows. And I know glutes are tedious. You got 5, 6, 7. Now with this flex, kick it back in like you're gonna kick the glute. Kick, 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 kick. Don't forget about the abdominals. Squeeze in through the core. You got 5, we combo in 6. And 8, right here, we lift, kick in, lift, kick in, lift, kick in, lift, kick in. For 5, big movements in 6, 7, and a knee goes down, then kick back up. Press, press, press. Exhale, exhale. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Extend the leg long, opposite hand reach. Hold here, and then if you want, lift both the hand, both the leg. This is where you finish. Use your exhale. Got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come back down. Take the knees out wide, press into a child's pose. Take a big inhale. Ladies, you're almost done. All right. Come back to that tabletop. I can't leave you lopsided. We got to go on to the other side. Now my right leg extends out. Toe points, beginning with the lift, then lower, lift, then lower. So immediately again, Different hip flexibility, different strength. So take this moment to figure out, what does this body need, this side of the body need a little different. Again, I like to tent my fingers on the opposite side so that I'm not leaning. Tap, lift. Work to get the leg nice and pencil straight. So it's not like a loose, jiggly leg. It's strong. Lift, 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 lift. Hold up in 5, 6, 7. Hold up right here. Keep that pointed toe. Tiny little lifts. Let's check in with the rest of the body. Are people's shoulders starting to creep by their ears? We're pulling them down. Are people's hips starting to sink? We're finding, again, that strong, flat back, using the core to keep ourselves lifted. Softening the elbows in our arms. Moving the chin away from the chest. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we take this leg across, then lift. Cross, then lift. And let the upper body wiggle. Tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Awesome work. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here's where we flex the foot, bend through the knee, add that weight if you'd like. Tiny lift, tiny lift. So I have a knee injury on this side. And so this is about as high as I get. And that's fine, as long as my back stays pretty flat. I'm still feeling it through the glute. I feel it connect each time. Little squeeze, little squeeze, little squeeze. Almost done. You guys are so strong. Press, press, press. Big movements coming up. You got 5, 6, 7, and 8. Knee taps. Send it up. Tap, lift, tap. Power through the heel. Lift, down, lift, down, lift. For 5, hold up in 6, 7, and 8. Now we kick towards the glute. Kick, 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 kick. Feel that hamstring burn. Kick, kick. We got a combo to finish in 5, 6, 7. 1 kick in, 1 hip out. Kick, lift, kick, lift, kick, lift. Last 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come down to a child's pose. Stretch it out. Woo! Staying nice and low. Walk yourself palm over palm to the right side, shifting the weight in the left hip. Come back through center. Walk the palms over to the opposite side. Shift the weight in the opposite hip. And back through center. We've got just a few more seconds of abs. And a nice stretch. Everyone's still with me? You hate me today, wait till you hate me tomorrow. All right. Finishing our abs on the mat today. You won't need any props. We'll lay all the way back down. Everything in your abs, it's super important to keep the lower back on the mat. So I want you to take a big inhale. Exhale, let it go. We're actually just gonna start by feeling that movement through the abs by lifting our legs up into tabletop, sending our hands up tall as well. And then I want you to press the pelvis down, lower back into the mat. And then hold that pressure as you take both the hands and the knees wide, and then squeeze them back in. So very similar to what we practiced in warm up. Again, you'll feel the rib cage kind of open up, and your job is to knit it down. So I don't want the spine to arch. If the lower back is lifting, then you're going too far. The work here is small. This, by the way, always reminds me of dead bug. You know, at Hamilton, where if you do Adirondack Adventure and people can like punch you and do dead bug, this is kind of what this reminds me of. Exhale. Nice and small. You have 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hands behind the head, knees back in tabletop. Crunch up, lower down. Again, work on the lower back. If you need, feet can go back to the mat, crunch right here. Sometimes you hear instructors talk about keeping the elbows out wide. That's great. So it's really going to cause most people to kind of arch through the spine. So I'm going to instruct you to bring the elbows in just slightly. Not here, but just a little bit. Use your exhale. Another thing to watch for, knees should be over the hip. People bring their knees in, tailbone lifts. Not as helpful as if you bring the knees back on top of your hips. Lower back stays down. Hold up in 5, 6, 7. Hold up right here, send the hands long, start to crunch and reach. So now the shoulders are off the mat the whole time. Small, little crunch, little crunch. You got 5, 6, 7. Now take it left, reach right, left, reach right. Feel it through the upper abdominals and the obliques. Twist. Shoulders are lifted. Use your exhale for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower down. Final thing. Keep the left knee where it is. Right leg extends long. Lift up with the head, neck, and shoulders. Soften the elbows. Bring the knee on top of your hip. Then switch, switch, switch. I prefer to take this nice and slow, focusing on the lower back again, the engagement, lifting up pretty high. You want to take it fast, that's fine, but this is out of control. This is not as great for the abdominals as a nice exhale. Press with the toes, extend, press, 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 press. You got 5, final hold in 6, 7, and 8. Both feet extend out long. Bring the arms out. You can hold here. You can bring your knees back to hold. You want to finish strong. You can finish with some pulses through the arms, 100s. Inhale, exhale. You can even do these with the knees bent. That's fine. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, Hamilton College. All right, we're gonna take a moment to stretch. Go ahead and rock the length of the spine. Come to a seat. Heels and toes together, knees out wide. Use your elbows to press down. If you've got greater hip flexibility than I do, perhaps you can walk your palms out, hinge forward even more, or you can just stay here. Left leg will stay where it is. Right leg extends long. We'll start with a side stretch up and over. Hands should stay tall and lifted. None of this. On your next exhale, turn towards the foot, flex, and reach. Find that hamstring stretch. You need to bend the knees slightly, that's fine. Come back up. We'll switch it out other side. Starting again, nice side stretch up and over. Reach long. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, flex the foot. Turn towards the leg and reach for that hamstring stretch. Bending the knee as needed. And come back up. Bring both your legs forward, bend through the knees. Take the left ankle, bring it on top of the right foot. So people like to lay down for this. If this feels better for you, that's great. This is your stretch. Some people like to cross into a little bit of our pretzel. That's great too. One more big breath and then we switch. Other way. Flex the foot to protect the knee. One more time, big inhale. And exhale, let it go. I got 2 more stretches for you. Keep your knees slightly bent. Bring your heels to the mat, toes flex up. Grow tall through the spine, reach, and then hinge forward, pressing the upper body into the tops of your thighs. You'll feel this through the lower back. My head's lifted so you can hear me, but you should relax the chin. Take one more big inhale, and as you exhale, now you can extend your legs out long for that final hamstring stretch if you'd like. You still need a slight bend in your legs. That's great too. One more big inhale. And exhale, come on up. Shake it out. You guys did awesome. You guys did great. I'm gonna come over there, answer any questions you might have. If you'd like to do more classes, again, I'm online. I teach for a bunch of great local studios. The online works is pretty cheap, so it's great to support some local businesses. So find me there as well. Thanks, Hamilton College, for having me.
Allison, thank you so much. That was awesome. And I was the one person who hadn't done Barre before, and that was great.
Awesome. Well, great. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a lot of fun to teach, honestly. It has, I guess I've been teaching for many years, but with COVID, it honestly it's kept me sane to like give me something to do, especially when COVID kind of first started and we really stopped seeing everyone, so.
Thank you, Allison.
Allison, will you put in the chat maybe how we could take classes online?
Sure. So if you're on Instagram, it's called Allison at the Barre. Oh, and I just sent a private text. I didn't mean to. Everyone in the meeting. And then I'm still teaching. I'm teaching online for my studio in DC that I used to teach for, but when we went back online, they were like, well, come on back. And then I teach for one of my 2 studios in Denver online as well. So they each have different pricing structures. It explains it in my website, in my handle as well. But then I've got like online classes and things like that. If you just want access to them, I can do that too. But it's always nice to support some local businesses, which is good. These poor studios are really struggling.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I hope that was fun. I usually say at the end of my class, any questions, comments, moral dilemmas, you know where to reach me. So always a blast. Thanks so much, ladies. Have a great one.
Thank you, you too.